Hello, everyone. You are watching Couch Coaches, the summer edition. I'm your host, Billy Trice, and today I want to talk a little bit about the NFL and just specifically Aaron Donald and his contract situation. So, again, this year, this offseason, we're going to deal with a lot of Aaron Donald drama with the LA Chargers because they seemingly just refuse to pay him. I clearly don't know why. This year, they have no excuse. Aaron Donald played top tier out of all the defensive tackles in the league. He by far could have been one of the best defensive players all season. If you ask me, he's definitely at the top. When you look at his numbers, he had 41 tackles, he had 11 sacks, he also had 5 forced fumbles. But when we look at his contract, right, when we see what he's making, last year he only made what $1 million with another million in signing bonuses. This year, he's projected to make only 6 million. Uh, Guys of his caliber are not making that type of money. He is signed to a 4 year, $10 million contract. But that was his rookie year. He definitely has played beyond that contract and definitely deserves a new one. And I don't know why LA is not giving it to him. And the main reason why I'm just confused on why they haven't given it to him, and it's a little disrespectful that they haven't yet, is because they found a way to pay Dominican Sue. Dominican Sue just got a 1 year, $14 million contract, and this man doesn't have the numbers that Aaron Donald has. If we look at Dominican Sue's numbers, he had 48 tackles, but most of his tackles are assisted tackles and not single tackles like Aaron Donald. Also, he only had 4.5 sacks this past season and 2 forced fumbles. Definitely, and when you look at his numbers throughout his career, he is in his ninth year and he's on the decline. Aaron Donald is a younger player. He's on the upcline. You would think that you would pay him instead of Dominican Sue, but that's not what happened here. And it's very confusing and I feel it's very disrespectful about that Los Angeles Rams. Look, the key here is to have a sustainable team and to win Super Bowls. And in order to do that, you have to pay these guys that are putting out work and giving you great production. Look, in the past few years, guys that they let go. Janoris Jackson went to New York, played magnificently. McLeod, who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, the safety, he's playing magnificently. All these defensive guys who they've just let walk are all playing well. Ogletree, who's now with the Browns, he's gonna play well. Um, you know, these guys that they're just letting go and not paying, you these defensive guys are not a dime a dozen. Pass rushers are not a dime a dozen. And they're very hard to find. Well, very good ones are hard to find. And when you do find them, you got to pay them. Like the Philadelphia Eagles did. What did they do? How did they win a Super Bowl? They invested into their defensive line. They have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. Granted, Los Angeles does have the second best, but if they lose Aaron Donald, they can drop drastically. Because if you lose Aaron Donald, that's one less. He's their superstar. You lose him, your defensive line takes a big shot, and that's how you win games in the NFL is getting pressure on other quarterbacks, and it helps your whole team because it helps your back end, and when it helps your secondary, it keeps your offense off the field and gets them a little bit rest and makes them more refreshed for the next downs. That's what you need here. So I'm just confused on what the Los Angeles Rams are doing. It's not looking well for them. You can't go to another season where you're having contract disputes with the same guy who's supposed to be the leader on your defense and who's supposed to, you know, carry this defensive unit. Not saying he's going to do it all by himself, but he's a big piece. And not having that in OTAs and not having that in training camp can really hurt your team and really hurt the cohesiveness with your team. OTAs and training camp are great ways for camaraderie to build and for guys to get on the same page. And when you got guys not in training camp and not in OTAs, it doesn't mix well. It can sometimes lead to problems down the road in the season. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe. Really appreciate it.